I see my doctor's name come up on my phone while I'm driving through Kingston. So I pull over immediately, get out of the car, and light a cigarette. I know it will be one of my last ones. The words, "it's malignant," fall from the doctor's mouth. Everything stops, and I'm transported into a long, echoing tunnel. I inhale the smoke slowly, as if I can drown out this shitty news with the sound of my lungs. I'm careful not to let the doctor hear my smoker's exhale. I've been smoking since the age of 12, when I was an outcast kid living with her Quaker grandparents in their conservative Catholic community on Long Island. I would always get these judgmental questions. Well, what are you? Who do you live with? Where's your dad? I respond hesitantly that my mom is a Scientologist, my dad is Jewish, but I don't know him, and my grandparents are Quakers. Where's your crazy mother now? That question isn't unwarranted. Being with my mom is like being with a favorite mentally ill aunt. She has a bad reputation in my family, which makes me really ashamed. Life with her is precarious, so I'm always relieved when she brings me back to the safe house with my nan and pop, even though it always starts with the conversation in the kitchen. I hate the intense, hushed tones of those conversations between my mother and grandmother. I know they are arguing about who will take me. They smoke and drink coffee, keeping their voices down until my mom starts getting louder. Then my grandfather gets up from the couch and lumbers into the kitchen to defend his wife. I sit huddled under the dining room table, holding my breath and praying for protection. I've been struggling with the idea of salvation since the age of 5, when I started sneaking off to church. One day I marched myself to the Catholic rectory and asked the priest, "Convert me." He tells me that he can't without my grandparents' consent, and my grandmother tells me I have to wait till you're 18. I make a pact with God, promising to be worthy if he protects me from the volatility and violence that surrounds me. But now I'm a grown-up, and I understand the responsibility of salvation is on me. The doctor is still talking. The words, "it's curable, and you will have to take really good care of yourself," echo loudly in my ears. I fall into a foggy haze of grief, not because I'm going to die from breast cancer, but because I have to learn to live without a cigarette. Smoking was never a choice. My mother smoked, my father smoked, my grandfather smoked, my grandmother smoked, my aunt smoked, my uncle smoked. Every conversation, every hug, every fight or celebration has smoke woven into it. If I really think about it, smoking is interwoven throughout my cells like DNA. I take the lit torch handed down from all of my ancestors and carry it like it belongs to me. The only difference is, instead of flaunting it, I hide it. My smoking, I know better. I have to learn to take care of myself, and I have no idea how. I'm great at taking care of everyone else. In fact, I've made a career out of it. I'm happiest and at most peace when touching and healing another, and when I'm smoking. I've never seen anyone in my family do anything remotely self-preserving. In the back of my mind, I've wished to be like some of these other people we see. You know, the ones who go out for a run on a rainy day. In dreams, I run, and it feels like flying. Everything is perfect. Life is good, and then I wake up. Whenever I drive by someone jogging, I close my car window, hold my cigarette down so they won't see it or smell it, and I'm filled with shame, imagining the life they're running for. Home for an LL-Bean husband, children with no IEPs, a home that smells good, healthy, balanced, calm. What would it feel like to have that, to not be ashamed of myself, to feel proud? I never see myself as someone with this potential until about a week or so ago at pulmonary rehab. 3 days a week for 8 weeks, I hook up to a monitor and reads my blood pressure and I walk. After 8 weeks of the same, I'm bored. I miss smoking. I can't shop. I can't do anything I normally do when I'm addictive. On this particular day, I'm almost done with this rehab and I want to try something new. I asked the trainer, "Do you think I'm strong enough to start running?" "Absolutely," she says, without hesitation. "We can get you running a 5K by spring." Whoa. Me? That day, I run for an hour straight, 4 miles. I've never felt better. In early November of this year, 3 months after I had started pulmonary rehab, I run 5 miles and achieved something I never thought possible. That old story, how things don't ever work out for me, begins to change. In response to a terminal diagnosis, I decide to take responsibility for my life. My smoking has been about shame and hiding. Running has been about believing I have the ability to create something good in my life. I'm finally seeing that I can be something I can be proud of.